I can't do this, Francis. I think I should leave now. It is my mom's birthday today. That's the cold, plain truth.
What?
A banquet is where people just eat and drink to their heart's content, isn't it? It isn't a problem if I'm not here at the banquet, is it?
No. What? Wait a second.
Trouble Busters!
Hi there. I'm Francis. I live together with my husband, Rowan. His parents' home is comparatively close to most other families, and chances to see my mother-in-law, Mrs. Galpin, are pretty common. Mr. Galpin, rest his soul, left this world a few years ago, so my mother-in-law currently lives alone at her home. Such is Mrs. Galpin, and as a person, she's perhaps of a quiet nature. She's always in complete control of her emotions, never letting them seem apparent. She's also rather conservative of these emotions, and it's very rare to see her talking about them. For example, a while ago, when we visited her to greet her and to ask for her blessing to marry her son, "Nice to meet you. My name is Francis." "Oh, it's nice to meet you too." "Oh, okay. Even now, I remember clearly that the conversation of that day never got much more invigorating than that, to be frank. But ever since we started a mother-in-law-daughter-in-law relationship, a life where we were hardly ever being watched over was actually nicer than I thought it would. In any case, she has little interest in other people in general. There was literally zero of that bride bullying we often hear about. And this life was great, pretty much abandoned by Mrs. Galpin, but it was in the best of ways. To be completely honest here, I was so relieved that I have little to no contact with my in-laws, because then I wouldn't have any problems. One day, Rowan and I were discussing wedding plans. Actually, because of personal inconveniences, we were never able to have a proper wedding when we got married. However, recently, we'd finally become able to spare more money and time, so we decided to have a wedding and a banquet for close friends and family, even though it was quite a bit late, admittedly. Yeah, I don't think we can reserve any other day. This day has to be it, Rowan, or it'll be pretty difficult.
I thought I told you. That day is Mom's birthday, you know. Can't we make it another day?
Are you kidding me? Sure, a mother's birthday is quite an occasion, but do you really think its importance transcends that of our own wedding? You're seriously thinking about this? I expected a quick push of the button and a quick answer, damn it. Something like, "You're the most important to me, Francis. The one Francis, the only Francis, the almighty angel of love, Francis. Say something!"
But it's an event we celebrate every year, without fail.
Rowan celebrates his mother's birthday extremely grandly every year. One year would be a great, luxurious dinner with her at an expensive traditional restaurant. The next would be an overnight trip to a hotel filled with sightseeing and celebrations. Needless to say, it really did feel a little overboard sometimes, but it was an annual event of great importance. And Mrs. Gilpin, being conservative of her emotions as she is, I could never tell if she was happy on her birthday, with her son showering her with celebratory activities to do together. I'm admittedly being a little rude here, but you'd understand if I thought, it wouldn't be so much of a problem if we lay off the celebrations this time, since she never seems to be happy on our birthday anyway, right? Mum's the word though, if you please. How about we tell Mrs. Gilpin our predicament here and try to convince her to move the celebrations to another day? If we let this day go, we might not be able to reserve anywhere for the wedding, you know? I'll be a grandmother before we ever have that wedding we both wanted.
Mom's birthday? For real?
Looked like Rowan was really reluctant about this, but I somehow managed to convince him that this was the right thing to do, and we successfully reserved the wedding hall for that particular day. And then time flew by like a bullet until the big day finally arrived. We later decided we would only invite family, so I invited my friends and my grandparents, while Rowan invited his mother, his brother, and his wife, and we both sent out invitations to other members of our families to celebrate this momentous occasion of ours with us. There weren't many people for a wedding, so I say wedding, but it was more like a huge family dinner at home. Before the ceremony, Mrs. Gilpin came to greet us. "Oh, Francis, my dear, you look stunning." "What? Oh, thank you so much. I'll see you later." "Oh, of course." Always such seriousness. But at least she complimented me on how I look. That was a compliment, right? I feel kinda great, not gonna lie, lol.
Hello, Miss Francis. Rowan, bro.
You know, most dresses wear brides, but you, Miss Francis, you wear that dress like a goddess. The one Francis, the only Francis, the almighty angel of love, Francis.
Oh, Mr. Aiden, sir, and Miss Dawn. That was the last thing I expected from you, Miss Dawn, I have to admit. This eccentric couple is my brother-in-law, Aiden, and his wife, Dawn. I sometimes meet them at Mrs. Gilpin's house, and they're very kind, respectable folks, and I get along very well with both of them. I doubt your appetite will be satisfied with the monstrous look of mine, not to mention my own, but there will be lots of delicious food tonight, so please help yourselves.
Well then, your wish is my command. I'm gonna eat a lot tonight.
I'm wearing a loose dress because of that very reason. Miss Francis, thank you for this occasion. It's so nice to be invited to share a couple's moment of glory. I need enough food to kill a horse.
The ceremony started out in this nice manner, and it went on without any problems. However, when it was time for the banquet dinner to start, Rowan went on to say something completely out of the blue, and something that didn't make me happy at all.
I can't do this, Francis. I think I should leave now. It is my mom's birthday today. That's the cold, plain truth.
What?
A banquet is where people just eat and drink to their heart's content, isn't it? It isn't a problem if I'm not here at the banquet, is it?
No. What? Whoa, wait a second. I'm so panicked my mouth can't keep up with my brain.
Mom and I are gonna leave now, the two of us, and we're gonna go celebrate her birthday just like we always do. I'll leave everything to you now, Francis.
You get your ass back here, Rowan. Hey, stop. Come back right now. Rowan never paid any heed to my objections and went on to run to where Mrs. Gilpin sat. As he got close, he seemed to start whispering something to her, asking her to leave with him to celebrate her birthday, no doubt. But then my mother-in-law's perpetually neutral face shifted into an expression that screamed the purest fury the human soul could ever experience. You stupid bastard! Mrs. Gilpin, with such an admirable, graceful form, smacked her son's cheek with a vigor that sent shockwaves across the entire room. My verdict? A slap worthy of a 10 out of 10. This occasion is such a moment of glory for you and Miss Francis, and yet you have the audacity of putting me before your own wife. This is the most ridiculous thing.
Ow! But Mom, you do realize it's a custom of ours that we always celebrate your birthday very well every year, right?
The sudden onset quarrel between mother and son transformed the quaint atmosphere of the banquet into one of cold, brutal awkwardness. But it felt like I shouldn't interfere, and never moved a muscle. In my mind, I was thinking, yes, Mrs. Gilpin, yes! Give him the sense he needs, lol. The birthday of an old geezer like me is not important. I was so happy to see my son finally have that wedding of his that he'd been dreaming of since he was a young boy. Seeing you beside the absolute stunning Francis at their wedding at last was the greatest present anyone could have ever given me. Mrs. Gilpin became emotional beyond all recognition, and then I thought, this is my chance. Talk to her now. I then strode over to her. You'll pay for this, Rowan. Troublebusters, initiate. I'm sorry about this little misunderstanding, everyone. Pay no heed to us, and please help yourselves to the delicious food we've prepared today. Fortunately, my family does things their own way, so my parents and my grandparents gave me the A-OK. You got it, we're gonna eat everything up. Thank you guys. Bless them, for real. Mrs. Gilpin, I'm so sorry this happened on our wedding day of all times. To tell you the truth, I knew today was your birthday, Mrs. Gilpin.
She did. She still had the audacity to set our wedding date for the same day.
There was no audacity at all. Today was the only day they were available. And moreover, Rowan here wanted to make your birthday a higher priority than our wedding. But I went out of my way to convince him we had to set it for today. You see? I'm very sorry. Mrs. Gilpin now bore a look of sadness that made my own heart wrench in all directions. There's absolutely no need for you to apologize, Francis dear. I'm more concerned about how much you two were arguing about something as meaningless as my birthday. I'm sorry, too. Oh, Mrs. Gilpin, I'm sorry you feel sorry. Please, raise your head, dear. You need not do this. I insist you raise your head first, my dear Mrs. Gilpin. I never thought I would have a competition of apologies against Mrs. Gilpin herself, and yet, here we were. The word sorry was literally uttered 1,000 times between the two of us. Rowan, seeing this before his very eyes, went to say,
What did I tell you? We never should have made our wedding day the same as Mom's birthday, just as I thought.
How stupid can a guy get? That's when Mr. Aiden joined the rave.
You're so goddamn stupid, Rowan. Do you really not get it?
He started to scold his younger brother.
But this whole thing never would have happened if we just set our wedding day sometime else when. I don't even know if that's a word, but it should be. That's just it, right there. The reason why we're scolding you so much is because it's always the same with you. Whenever it comes to your wife or your mother, without fail, you always choose your mother. How do you not see this, damn it?
And then Miss Dawn said,
Mr. Rowan, I'm sorry to be so forthcoming here, but it seems to me you're a bit of a mama's boy. In other words, mother complex.
She proved our case even further. Rowan donned an I don't know what I'm doing wrong here expression and seemed to be pretty confused about the whole situation. But after getting lectured by Mrs. Gilpin, Mr. Aiden, and Miss Dawn, it seemed he was finally beginning to understand. In my eyes, this was the present that stood out as the most precious, by far, without question. Seeing you two getting married to each other, my dears, is what every decent mother wants in their memory. And my idiot son did the unthinkable. Mrs. Gilpin was literally in tears. To be honest, I never thought such an indifferent person like her could become so emotional all of a sudden. I feel like I know Mrs. Gilpin on a whole new level now that I've seen her getting emotional. Don't cry, Mrs. Gilpin. There. I'm sorry, Frances dear. I'm sorry. Perhaps her tears did the trick, along with the lecturing session from Mr. Aiden and Miss Dawn. Rowan finally confessed he was wrong in doing what he did.
Frances, I hope you can forgive me. I was so absorbed in Mom's special occasion, I never realized this wedding meant more to you than anything else, and I went about and thought nothing of it. I was also very wrong in trying to leave midway.
It looks like Rowan was genuinely repenting his actions, and his apologies didn't seem superficial at all either. Thanks for the apology, Rowan. I'm only happy you understand more clearly now. I don't want to forget about your mother's birthday. On the contrary, I thought she would love this. Frances, my dear, such is my idiot son. Will you forgive him?
I'm so sorry, Frances. Honey.
Yes, apology accepted. On one condition, that all of you enjoy the banquet through to the end.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. The one Frances, the only Frances, the almighty angel of love, Frances. That was the last thing I expected from you, Mrs. Gilpin, I have to admit. To be honest with you, while Rowan apologizing made me happy and relieved indeed, the fact that the same Mrs. Gilpin had taken things to the extreme in terms of emotions and went on to brutally lecture her son about the situation made me so much happier. The backstory was indeed pretty strange, but this day allowed me and Mrs. Gilpin to form a strong connection between ourselves. It is a momentous occasion. How about we go on celebrating my wedding with Rowan and Mrs. Gilpin's birthday together? Everyone, do you think you can toast to Mrs. Gilpin's birthday too? Hell yeah! And that's how our wedding banquet became a sudden onset birthday party for Mrs. Gilpin too. But for real though, I'm utterly impressed at how my family had been eating, drinking, and talking during the little mishap that was going on up until a few moments ago. Nothing wrong with that though. Later on during the banquet, Rowan and I, as bride and groom, offered our gratitude to everyone in the form of speeches. And we also went on to personally congratulate Mrs. Gilpin for another wonderful year. All in all, it was pretty chaotic, but it was great fun. The people working at the wedding hall even provided a happy birthday template for the wedding cake, lol. Mrs. Gilpin herself gave a speech saying, I never thought people would celebrate my accomplishments on my son's wedding. This is the best birthday of my entire life. Thank you, everyone, especially to the bride and groom. The memory of her saying those words in tears will stay with me as long as I breathe. After our wedding, our relationship between Rowan and I and with the Gilpins was just awesome.
Frances, Mom asked us to help her out with mowing her lawn next weekend, if that's alright with you.
We do have a date next Saturday, and I have a business trip next week. I'll be leaving on Sunday. Think we can move it to the weekend after that?
Then let's go the weekend after next. I don't think it'll be a problem if we delay the mowing by a couple weeks.
How about this? We buy her a little housewarming gift on Saturday, and we bring it on the weekend after? As you can see, Rowan, who'd always held his mother in his highest priority, became a lot more willing to negotiate. Became pretty flexible, much to my content. And when we did go to her place a couple weeks later, Mrs. Gilpin was a lot more welcoming than she'd been up until the wedding. She'd always been a bit of a bashful woman, but nowadays she smiles a whole lot more and talks with me so much more, in quality, in quantity, and in happy emotions. Rowan, I forbid you from bothering Francis ever again, all right? You're finally mentally separated from parents after all.
I know that already, Mom. No, I feel so embarrassed.
Well, I suppose I should let his own mother pamper him too, from time to time, lol. Ain't that right, Mrs. Gilpin? That is right, Francis, dear. Oh, my lovely son.
Stop it, Mom. You're embarrassing me even more.
This particular incident was not exactly like your usual mother-in-law, daughter-in-law trouble, but it's so nice to know that the wedding helped me feel so much closer to Mrs. Gilpin. Nowadays, actually talking with her had become a lot more common, and visiting Rowan's family's home has become an exciting thing to look forward to these days. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised I would visit Mrs. Gilpin right now. I'll see you later. Trouble Busters!
Look out! I slammed on the horn to notify him of the danger we were in, but it was already too late. Oh, what a goddamn day! The impacts left me with an injury to my neck. An injury bad enough that there was constant pain right where my head merges with my spine.
Trouble Busters!
Hi there! My name is Larry. I'm 28 years old, and I'm in my 4th year working in an office downtown. I have a lot of colleagues working alongside myself, but there aren't many veterans. And that's because a lot of the company's employees quit their job after less than 5 years, for whatever reason. Sure, there are times when the work is pretty demanding, and extra hours is not exactly a rare occurrence. But it isn't so bad that it makes people want to quit. Or at least, that's what I thought. But a certain incident changed everything. As I was parking my car in the parking lot inside the building, another car slammed into mine from the front side. The driver was completely unaware of his surroundings and was staring off in a different direction. Look out! I slammed on the horn to notify him of the danger we were in, but it was already too late. Oh, what a goddamn day! The impacts left me with an injury to my neck. An injury bad enough that there was constant pain right where my head merges with my spine. The driver who slammed into me also seemed to be in the same kind of pain. Wait, hang on, that's Mr. Squire, my boss! To my great surprise, I discovered that the driver who caused the accident was none other than my own boss, Mr. Squire. Hey, Larry! What the hell do you think you're doing? Driving like a frickin' maniac, eh? This isn't the world of the Fast and Furious, you know! What? But I'm certain you were the one who ran into me, Mr. Squire! Shut the frick up! You caused the accident, no question about it! Ouch! Oh, look what you've done! You frickin' injured my goddamn neck! How do you propose you be responsible for this load of bullshit? Wait, excuse me? That impact must have caused you some brain fog, Mr. Squire. I distinctly remember you were driving distracted too. At the moment of impact, I saw you more clearly than an eagle's eye locked onto a sprinting rabbit that you were looking in another direction. I don't see what could have possibly made your attention drift away from what was in front of you, but now there are consequences to take care of. What the hell, bitch? You're telling me that it was my fault, is that it? Don't you go about thinking you can say that without suffering my wrath, you useless chowderhead! Huh, menopause perhaps? No matter what I say, he insists I'm the one to blame for this needless accident. At this pace, I wasn't going to get anywhere with the aftermath of this. There was damage compensation and legal negotiations to consider after all. The first thing I thought I should do was to submit an offense report. And the next day, Mr. Squire headed for my desk with the most murderous look in his eyes. Larry Quinn! How frickin' dare you submit a goddamn offense report to the police? But, of course I did, Mr. Squire! You were the one who slammed into me in the first place! It's only the most natural thing that I do what I did. Retract it. Excuse me? Retract that offense report immediately. I can't do that, Mr. Squire. You're to blame for the accident after all. So you're telling me you're not gonna retract it no matter what I do, hmm? No, I will not. My stupid boss glares at me. For a split second, I thought his primal instincts to kill were gonna activate right then and there, and would go on to strangle me. I was scared shitless for my life. But he just walked away from his desk and made his way back to his office. But seriously, all things considered, I'm really starting to wonder what the hell is going on with him. There was no denying he charged right into my car, and yet he forces the blame onto me. Well. Seems like we have a bit of a tedious coward on our hands. The next day, I was working as usual when Mr. Squire approached my desk really menacingly. Again, with that same look of primal manslaughter burning in his eyes. "Larry Quinn!" "Right here, Mr. Squire." "The director wants to see you." "What? The director? Why in the world is the director of the company, Mr. Roundbottom, summoning me to his office?" Clueless about why I was summoned, and about what was going to happen during this little spontaneous meeting, I let Mr. Squire escort me to Mr. Roundbottom's quarters. "May I come in?"
Ah, Mr. Quinn. I've been expecting you. Squire here told me everything. I see you submitted an offense report to the police about a little misunderstanding,
Yes, I did. Mr. Squire wasn't paying attention to what was in front of him, and he slammed into my car.
You stupid idiot! That is not how you treat your superiors! Where is your respect for Mr. Squire? The same man who taught you the ins and outs of this fine enterprise.
But, sir...
Gonna come up with more excuses now, are we? You slammed into your own boss's car, and you don't even think you should apologize for such a careless act.
Wait, was I the one to blame here? What the hell is going on with this couple of jellyfish-brained balls of sewer sludge?
You're fired! No retirement money for you, and no wages for this month either!
Hey, yo! Please, sir, just wait a minute!
Nope, not waiting. You're fired! And by the way, that offense report you submitted has been taken care of, and it'll never see the light of day ever again.
Wait a second. What do you mean?
I have an acquaintance who's the commanding officer in the police force of this city here, you see. We pulled some strings, and that worthless piece of paper is gone. This sort of thing doesn't cause us any problems at all, my boy.
Larry Quinn! Now you see. You're sacked. Done. Finished. Keyholed. Pack up your frickin' stuff and get the hell out of our sight! This can't be happening. This was so unbelievable. For a second, I thought I was having a bad dream. Mr. Squire slammed into my car and I submitted an offense report. Neither he nor Mr. Roundbottom would hear none of what I had to say. And then they went on to fire me? Without any retirement money? Without any wages of this month? And the offense report was confiscated? I can't demand compensation for my car, nor money for the medical bills that are still piling up? This is just too messed up! My mind went blank. The shock was so great that for an entire week, I couldn't think straight about anything. But eventually, I came to realize that I just could not accept this. I had to do something about it. There's no way I was going to let those two bastards get away with what they did to me. I decided to confide in a good friend of mine.
I see. And that's how the great Larry Quinn was fired from his job.
I don't know about the great parts, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And I'm not giving up without a fight. What do you think I should do?
This really is cruel beyond what could be considered humane. I'll do a little research on Roundbottom and Squire. All right? Oh, my blood's boiling with excitement.
Wendy started to type on her keyboard at breakneck speed.
Interesting. Mr. Squire has some kind of past, it would seem. Even more interesting, he seems to have been in cahoots with Mr. Roundbottom for quite some time, too.
After about half an hour, Wendy seemed to have fully understood everything there is to know about the two men in question.
Listen, Larry. It's come to my attention that Mr. Squire and Mr. Roundbottom have used the same plan to sack pesky employees from their jobs many times in the past.
Wait, what? Really?
Rewind a little bit. Didn't around 10 people quit their jobs at that company this year alone?
Huh, that's actually true. I noticed something strange. That many employees at that company usually leave the enterprise after less than 5 years. I really don't know why I looked into it more, but I guess this is a reason behind all that. But why would Mr. Squire and Mr. Roundbottom do such things to so many people?
As far as I can tell, the most plausible reason is because Mr. Squire fears he'll lose his position to someone more qualified. That's most likely why he makes mountains out of molehills, to get those people fired. As for Mr. Roundbottom, he's trying to cut the retirement money that should be going to those that leave the Enterprise, and he's actually using that money for his own purposes, together with Mr. Squire.
What the hell? What kind of stupid reason is that? Those goddamn traitors. They fired me from my job just so that they can keep those extra gold coins in their pockets to use for their own benefit. And not just me. They did the same stupid bullshit to countless other employees, firing them one after another. And for what? A reason so selfish it makes me want to throw up right in their ugly faces. Inexcusable. Assemble, my comrades, and let us initiate. Trouble Busters! This rage, this shame. How to replace it with a feeling of triumph, of satisfaction, of complete relief. Many people have fallen to that same devious plan of theirs, and since they are recidivists, this could happen again in the future. It could even happen tomorrow.
Larry, I did a little more research here, and I think you're gonna like this. Their next target is apparently a woman called Joy.
Joy? But that's my colleague, one of my closest ones at that. She sure can get the job done. No wonder she seems to be their next target. Hey, Wendy, do you think there's something we could do to stop them from doing what they did to me when they're gonna strike?
Let's see.
Wendy and I forged a plan together, and it was one that could work wonders. 1 month later... Oi, Joy! What the hell do you think you're doing? Driving like a frickin' maniac, eh?
What the hell? But I'm certain you were the one who ran into me, Mr. Squire.
Shut the frick up! You caused the accident. No question about it.
Just what are you talking about? You...
Shut up, just shut up! Ouch! Now look what you've done! You freaking injured my goddamn neck! How do you propose you be responsible for this load of bullshit? You're gonna pay for this. Mark my damn words! The next day... Miss Barnes. I've been expecting you. Squire here told me everything. I understand you hit his car with yours. What a pity. Pity that you blame him for something that you clearly perpetrated.
What? But Mr. Squire really was the one who slammed into me, Mr. Director, sir. You have to believe me.
You stupid bitch! You got anything to prove that he did, huh? If you claim he did slam into you, then where the frick is the evidence, I say? Miss Joy Barnes! If only you had proof, you could have stopped this from happening, huh? Too bad! You don't frickin' have any. Now you have to pay for the consequences, eh?
You're a monster.
Who's there? Alright. Huge thanks to the two of you. We got that recording clear as surround sound. Seriously, my deepest gratitude.
And the footage we captured yesterday at the parking lot is more than enough evidence against you two traitors.
Larry Quinn! What do you think you're doing? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to provide the proof you desire so strongly. We have the proof right here. How about it, gentlemen?
Larry? What are you doing here?
I was actually victim to this same ruse last month, you see. We realized you were their next target, and we managed to gather enough evidence against these two pricks. Preparation is the mark of a genius indeed. Squire! What's the meaning of this? I did not expect things to take a different turn. You take care of this particular case yourself, buddy. Grr. Oh, and by the way, we aren't alone. I've taken the liberty of gathering every single employee who have fallen to your heinous plan, gentlemen. I always knew something was wrong about this bullshit. So you two bastards were in cahoots the whole time, eh? Give us our money back, now! Give it back, I say! Shouldering the blame onto me when I was clearly the victim! You're gonna pay for this for sure! And here I stand, beholding a most marvelous sight. The two traitors, Mr. Squire and Mr. Roundbottom, surrounded by close to a dozen angry ex-employees, being interrogated and insulted brutally, and the two gentlemen are on the verge of tearing up. Oh, sweet victory! Mr. Squire, your crime is that you partnered with Mr. Roundbottom in multiple acts of injustice, forcefully evicting people with loss of potential from their jobs, long before they ever had a chance to realize it. Grr. You are a slime bag. You cannot be seen as a human being anymore. Such bastards like you are the sole reason the world is sometimes a bad place. Ugh. Director Roundbottom, your crime is that you helped in getting promising employees fired from their jobs along with Squire, as well as depriving them of their rightful reward of retirement money. lowering the budget on human resources and using the difference for your own selfish purposes.
Mr. Quinn, please, calm yourself.
Just looking at you makes me want to puke all over this admittedly nice office of yours. I would bet $1 million on the prediction that your heart is rotten beyond all humanly recognizable. I bet it's like a squishy, slimy, disgusting, rotten specimen of a damn tomato. Just imagining your level of humanity makes me dizzy.
Need you say all of this?
Yes, I do need to say all of this. I don't want to breathe the same air that you do. I cannot understand why a heartless sack of shit like you can be running a good company like this. Why are you even here? Why? Answer me, why?
Truly, though, must you say all these hurtful things?
What do you suppose I should do with the footage and the recording? All this evidence, Should I take it to the police? Should I hand it over to mainstream media to expose you? Make the public destroy you? I guess this company would be no more if that were to happen.
I get it. I renounce your dismissal. Happy now? Tell me you're happy.
Huh?
Oh, I see now. You want this rat here gone, don't you? Well, consider it done. Squire, you're fired. Now you've got to be happy, right? But Mr. Roundbottom, sir. Shut up, Squire. How about it? This is good, right, Mr. Quinn? Right? Right?
Like hell it is. I have no intention of coming back to work for this rotten enterprise. I feel like my own heart is going to become rotten, like whatever's left of yours. And I'm not alone. Everyone here thinks so, round butt.
Roundbottom? And this can't be true.
Pay them their retirement money. For everyone here whom you sacked yourself, including Miss Barnes here.
I understand.
$100,000.
What?
$100,000 each in retirement money for everyone.
But I can't. That's too much.
Frickin' shut up! Do you really have no idea what you've done to all of us? You did the worst possible thing to us all. Something that is forbidden as a human being. You have no right to say such a demand is too much.
But we just don't have the money.
It'll be alright.
What?
You can just borrow some from somewhere else. Wendy, there is some place where Roundass here can do that, isn't there?
There's lots and lots. If this company can be collateralized, it'll be fine.
Yes, indeed. More than enough.
Okay, then. Come on, then, Mr. Roundbottom. And you too, Mr. Squire.
No!
And that's how I was able to get a good deal of retirement money. The other ex-employees that Squire and Roundbottom fired also got their fair share, and everyone was satisfied with how this whole situation came to a close. Their thanks made my entire week. Feels so nice. Doing good for yourself in addition to other people. With this money at my disposal now, I can take some time off and relax before finding another job. So, at my next job, I gotta keep a good eye on my boss, and on the director. And I'm gonna make sure not to be caught in another stupid misunderstanding like this. Trouble Busters!